Hello everyone and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. Today we are talking about the lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces occurring on the 17th or perhaps the 18th of September 2024, depending on where you live. We're going to look at the energy around this eclipse, and we're also going to pull some cards for your signs. So make sure you do watch your sun, moon, and rising signs for the big picture. And if you find that you enjoy this content, and if you enjoy my channel, please hit the like button on this video. It does help it get seen, so I thank you in advance. And of course, if you subscribe, then you will see my content going forward without having to look for it too hard. So this particular lunar eclipse, it's a super moon, it's a full moon, and this is in the sign of Pisces at 25 degrees. So this eclipses in general do bring about an astrological wild card, bringing in fated events. And full moon eclipse can bring about endings. We're closing out a chapter, we're opening up a new one. And this is the first eclipse in the Pisces-Virgo axis. So we're going to see this play out over the next couple of years. There will be a couple other different eclipses in other signs in between, but this one is significant. Pisces is endings, right? Pisces is the 12th house energy. Pisces also can be a little bit chaotic, ruled by Neptune. Pisces, highly spiritual, very intuitive energy, very creative, very not so much passionate necessarily, but creative, right? Very, it's like we really do want to tap into our emotions when Pisces is at play. Virgo, on the other hand, is very ordered, very practical, very down to earth, wants to create order, Virgo, out of chaos, Pisces. So this can be a time when we really do need to look at the balance in our lives, the balance between our physical world, Virgo, the things we do day to day, Virgo, and our dream state, our spiritual selves, our emotional body, our relationships, right, with ourselves, with other people, with the world around us, right? And that's Pisces energy coming in there. So how do we find the balance? That's what we're going to be tasked with over the next couple of years. But this can bring about full moons in general are about a completion of a cycle, and eclipses, we're eclipsing something out of our lives in order to eclipse something in, right? We're cleaning the path and we're making the way forward. So eclipses are very important as far as astrology goes, because they do bring change. And it quite often is really kind of getting things out in the open and dealing with things that have been kind of stagnant for quite some time, right? And, there's always something in our lives where we know we're stuck, or we know we're in a situation that's really not allowing us growth or the happiness that we want. And so something's got to shift. So some people will be having major spiritual shifts at this time. Some of you will be having major epiphanies at this time. It's like, whoa, I didn't see that before. Holy moly. Eclipses can also bring things out of the darkness into the light. We do also have, at this time of this eclipse, we have Uranus retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So this can bring about shakeups in our financial situation, in how we find our resources. This is also kind of breaking us free from old patterns and behaviors, right? So we can get a lot of surprises and some unpredictability with Uranus and Taurus, but it is a perfect time for us to cleanse and purge all toxicity for the rest of 2024. Pluto is also retrograde, has been for quite some time now, but it's just dipped back into the sign of Capricorn for the very last time in our lives. So with this energy, this is about reflecting on where we've been, what we've experienced, especially over the last, since about 2008 or so, and we're preparing for the new age, right? Some of you could get second chances, or maybe it's a major closing out of something here. So, with all of this stuff going on, it's really setting us up for freedom, to find a better way for tomorrow. So, some of you could have some big surprises coming in. Some of you are just finding that a door is opening in here as well. We do also have a conjunction with Saturn at the time of this eclipse. And of course, Saturn is very karmic in its energy. So there is a karmic element to this lunar eclipse. So Saturn is, of course, very much known as, the planet that teaches us something, right? And Saturn is, of course, the ruler of Capricorn. So this is where Pluto is right now, right? So big reflective energy. So you might find freedom from restriction at this time. Something could be really opening up for you. Saturn ultimately does not deny us anything, but Saturn does delay things to make sure that we're ready for the responsibility of something, right? And so it's usually very much to our benefit, even though it doesn't feel that way to us. So with this conjunction to Saturn, this could potentially be something very positive that is happening for you guys. So let's hope so. We can actually look back. Full moons, of course, we do reflect, and eclipses is where we do kind of look back a little bit. And there are retrogrades going on. Two of the slowest moving, very outer planets, Uranus and Pluto, are both retrograde, right? So it's a big time of reflection and lots of changes going on. But if we look back to the last two lunar eclipses in Pisces that occurred around this degree that we're having it at this year. There's been other eclipses in between, but we're talking about these two specifically. They both happened at 24 degrees Pisces. This one is at 25, so very similar. One was September 16th, 2016. So look back to the last few months of 2016, what was going on. The one before that was 1997, also September 16th, and also at 24 degrees. So again, look back to that. When I look back, I know exactly what was going on, right? One of them was in 1997 was a big career change for me. It was great. 2016, everything blew up, right? September, October 2016, career, relationships, you name it. And man, oh man, was that some karmic cycle energy that was there. So very disruptive, but it was also by my own hand for part of it. So, but it freed me up for the future. Challenging to deal with, yes. Painful, yes. But ultimately very rewarding. So if you look back to those two dates, then this could give you a clue as to what was going on. So having said all of that, for some things, we're in the hands of fate. And for some things, you may be pulling the rug out of something or welcoming something brand new into your life. So if you are watching this full video, check out all of your timestamps down below. And if you are watching just the individual videos, because I did break them up for this time, then we'll get right into your cards right now. But have a great eclipse, and I'll see you guys next time. So Taurus, this eclipse is occurring in your very social, very communicative 11th house. So your 11th house is Aquarian energy. So you could be really focused on other people, your social groups, your networks at this time. You could also be considering maybe doing some, a little bit of a deep dive, and you might be really considering how you can give back to your community, to the people that are around you. Very humanitarian is Aquarian energy, right? So it does carry the flavor of this in this house. Now, the 11th house, of course, is, if we think of our technology and our social media or how we connect with people, you might be wanting to make some changes in that regard. This can be very simply paring down your friends list, right? Getting rid of some social media accounts, perhaps, or having a look at the community groups or the Facebook groups and Instagram groups, whatever it is that you belong to, and you're like, I'm just not feeling the feels on this anymore. It used to be good. It used to be fun. It used to be enlightening, maybe. It used to be informative, right? And now I'm not getting anything from it. There's keyboard warriors on here. There's toxic people. I'm done, right? But at the same time, you could be making new connections, whether it's in your physical social world, right? Getting out there and actually meeting people rather than online, or whether you are connecting with different people over the internet, right? It's very, very social, very people-y in this energy. However, your 11th house, thank you, your 11th house also has to do with your wishes. So some of you could very well be having a wish come true. It might be something that you didn't quite expect though, right? And as we all know, we quite often do get what we need. The universe will give us what we need, which is sometimes a little bit different than what we wanted or what we thought we wanted, but it's often very much better, right? So you could have some wish coming true right now, but you could also be really doing some introspection and saying, this is what I really wish for. This thing is what I really want. What is standing in my way? And eclipses are about cleansing and purging and getting things out of your way. So, but we need to be really honest and truthful, especially with the 11th house energy, especially if there's people standing in your way. It may be that you come from a certain social group, and maybe something that you really want or you're wishing for, something that you want to do, isn't in alignment with, their qualities or belief systems, right? They might turn their nose up at you, right? That kind of thing, right? So there could be some underlying fear of abandonment or something coming in there, right? Or I don't want people to make fun of me, or I want, or I want people to be supportive and not just kind of go, that's stupid. Right? So when other people are involved in our wishes and our dreams, they can either help or hinder. And so you might be figuring out which one that is. But your 11th house is also about liberty, freedom. Where do you need to free yourself? Right? And this eclipse, it may help you out with that. And let's see what else we've got. We've got card number 20 with healing. We've got the dream temples of Asclepius in Greece here. And so this is some great energy coming in here for you to cleanse, to purge, to heal, to fix something that's wrong. Maybe you've had a relationship or some connections that have gone sideways. This can be where you heal from that. Perhaps there's been something that has gone on in your past that has hurt you or upset you or kind of kept you in your shell in some way. And this is where we're fixing all kinds of stuff here for you. Huge healing energy coming in for you guys. I love that. You could possibly have second chances with that as well. Okay, it is card 20. It can have some correlation back to the Judgment card. Something hidden is revealed. We see the light. We gain clarity and insight on something. We might get a second chance, but we also have forgiveness coming in there as well. We have, look at you, we've got the void, dark moon energy. Now we forget about the dark moon sometimes, but it is a very important time because ultimately the dark moon is where we rest. We take a step back. We let go of things. We step into the flow of things. We don't resist. The void energy is a time of unlimited possibility. It's not just darkness, right? If we think of it as the void energy, if we think of it like an empty cup or an empty vase, it's ready to be filled. So you are ready and you are getting ready for something to fulfill you or for a wish to be filled, something to be granted for you. This is a reminder about cleansing and purging and why it's important. If we don't, let's say you have, 1,000 friends on Facebook or something. Do you actually connect with all of those? Nah. And maybe your feed is filled with all of this stuff that you just don't want to see. You're like, why am I seeing this? And so in order for you to kind of make the room for something better, what do you got to do? Get rid of something that you already have, right? And that is the void. We're getting rid of something so that our vase, our cup, our life can be filled with something a lot better. We have the Four of Wands. Ooh, something to celebrate. We also have the Five of Wands. Okay, be careful of conflict. All right, and we have the Eight of Wands. Wow, a lot of fiery energy here for you guys, right? So with this, the Four of Wands can bring in some celebration, can bring in some really good news, can have a wish fulfilled. The Four of Wands is quite often referred to in modern readers as the 1111 card. And 1111 brings new beginnings, brings a wish fulfilled, and it's where we also set intentions and make a wish. I would not be setting intentions at an eclipse, by the way, just so you know. It's because it's a chaotic energy, right? And it's unpredictable energy. And when we are manifesting, something, we want to set intentions, we want something to last, and we don't want to manifest something in that can go poof, right? We want to manifest something in that can stay. But I do feel this is about something coming to fruition for some of you there. A wish is granted, 11th house, right, for you. Celebrate and give thanks and give gratitude. Even if you're not getting something that you wish for right now, also give thanks and gratitude for everything you have now, everything that is still blossoming in your world, and everything that has already come to pass. Now, the Four of Wands here can also represent a sense of stability and security in your life, so that's a great area. It can also be something highlighted for you. How do I get more stability and security in my life? What do I need to do? What do I need to change, right? Big questions with this eclipse. But the Four of Wands can also be very social in its energy. Social engagements, parties, anniversaries, tailgate parties, birthdays, weddings, all of these things where people come together, the vibe is high, and, we are birds of a feather flock together, right? But we do have Five of Wands here with some potential conflict or change, right? So changing your social groups, right? This can be where maybe you do, have some get-togethers with your social group, but the Five of Wands, you're like, I'm not digging the vibe here anymore, right? Or maybe there is some conflicting energies or ideas with the people that you are connected to, right? And this prompts you to make change, Eight of Wands, moving forward, right? So for some of you here, you are really focused on who you do connect with and why, and what do I get out of it, right? Is this healthy? Virgo energy, right? We've got Virgo, the sun in Virgo, right? Is this healthy? Right? Do I want these people in my life? Do I feel connected to these people? And if not, you're making change. The Eight of Wands does propel us forward, does also bring in some good news. So yes, again, some of you are getting good news, something that you've competed for. So if you've competed like for a job or something like that, or maybe competed just to be seen, then this can be where you're getting what you really wanted, right? But the Eight of Wands can bring in good news, positive communication, but it can also be overcoming any obstacles and challenges in your path very easily. It's also one of forward momentum and potential travel. So whether we're moving onwards and upwards, right, leaving something behind and moving forward to something new, or whether maybe we are having a sense of adventure and we are going out, traveling, meeting new people, going places, right, whatever it happens to be. There's a lot of buzz in the air for you guys. All right. So embrace the positive vibes. Anything challenging or negative, know that you have the power to create change or to make the changes that you want to see. Thank you very much for watching, Taurus. I hope you have a wonderful eclipse. Like, share, subscribe. If anything resonated with you or if you just enjoyed your reading, I truly appreciate that. And I will see you guys next time.